Well, because that is the more faithful thing to do. The danger of being in a monocultural environment is that we, like the people who are building the Tower of Babel, you know, saying that, well, we are so, you know, cool and we know each other and we can be very powerful and we speak the same language and we share the same value. You're good, I'm good. So let's build this thing and put our name on top and be God ourselves. So the danger of idolatry is much higher when you're in a monocultural situation. What God did in the Tower of Babel, besides having fun, I'm sure, was to teach us a lesson that by confusing our language, by creating diversity in how human community develop, you know, that God is challenging us not to be idolatrous or lessen the temptation to be, and challenging us to struggle with our differences and find our way to Pentecost. Okay, and so in that sense, to be in a diverse environment is the more faithful way to be Christian community. Okay, so for example, you have your experience of God in Christ, right? And that's probably very different from how I relate to God through Christ. And now, if I am only with my people, okay, who think the same way I do, who relate to God through Christ the same way, then we can begin to think about that's the only way. And you may, if you only are with your people, you might think that's the only way. We begin to make judgment toward each other. But if we, from the beginning, are willing to coexist, and instead of making judgment and arguing, I'm more right than you, okay, then we begin to say, wait a minute, you know, I notice you have a different relationship with God than me. I wonder what's going on. Where does we connect? So by being in a diverse environment where we're willing to share our experiences of God in Christ, then we begin to see the bigger picture of who God is. God is much bigger than you and I and everybody in the world combined in our perception of God. And by being in a diverse community, we have the greater opportunity to see the greater vision of what God is calling us to do.